And hello everybody and welcome on back to the channel. I hope you all liked that intro. It was definitely different, and I know there were a lot of things that could have been done a bit differently with it, but I'm trying something new. I think it's a really cool idea. I could just go ahead and blame my tools because, Bedrock Edition has nothing like the replay mod or anything that I could use to easily do something like that, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to simply say, let me know what you think of it down below. And I'm going to try and do even better on the next one. So, why are we up here with all of these useless villagers? Now, if you're wondering why I'm calling them useless and you haven't tuned in for any of the previous episodes in this world, pretty much there used to be a villager trading hall up here in this room. And unfortunately, they just stopped working, so they wouldn't link to workstations anymore. They wouldn't spawn iron golems anymore because there was an iron farm in the attic up there. So I kind of tore it all apart and needed to move them to a more permanent situation. But I've kind of been pushing that off because I didn't want to do it. So, we spent like the last 2 episodes building hot air balloons just to avoid doing it at like all costs. But you know what? Today, farm's working. But you know what? Today is finally the day we're going to go ahead and do something about those villagers. Now, I have been working on this like in my mind for multiple weeks now, okay? We've been doing a lot of different things, and I've got a really solid idea for what they're going in. Now, I know I've been keeping this under the wraps for like the last 3 or 4 episodes. It's been top secret. I didn't want anybody to know, but it is time, all right? They are going to be going inside of a massive airship. The whole thing is going to go right here in the sky, just above the ocean, probably in this area. It's going to be like 150 blocks up. It's going to go here. And then, of course, we're going to have nether portal access to it like we do to both of these hot air balloons. So we're going to be able to go up there. Now, it's going to be... All right, now I could go ahead and talk on and on and on about this airship and how the villagers and everything's going to go in it and what my plans for it are. Or I could simply go ahead and show you. So with a quick jump and a twirl, and voila. Now we have a very, very rough sketch of our airship. Now, remember, rough sketch, all right? I don't know why, but I do feel obligated to outline most of my builds with dirt nowadays before I actually start the projects. I did that with both of these hot air balloons. And I even did that a bit with this lighthouse, if I recall. I don't know why, it's kind of a more recent thing, but yeah, whenever I'm working on a build nowadays, I like to make an outline out of dirt. So this is more or less what our airship is going to look like. Again, incredibly rough sketch, and I know the chaotic scaffolding is not helping, but pretty much it's a big old blimp. And then the bottom part here, I know it looks like a boat now, the way it's attached, because it's just like hanging from these little dirt pillars. There, and there, and there. I did not mean to do that. But yeah, it's not going to be just a boat hanging. So these blocks here are going to mark where villagers end up getting put. So the villagers are going to be standing there, and these walls are going to go all the way up until it touches the balloon. So it's going to be like a whole encased little area. It's going to look real nice, I hope. And then back here, I'm probably going to put the nether portal for easy access. There's going to be the cockpit and like control center up there. And if we go out the back here, we have got 2 fins. Well, we've got 3 fins actually, kind of like any airplane. So you've got the top fin to control going left or right. And then you got the side fins to control if we're going to spin left or right. And then I've also got a little propeller here on the back. I have a lot of faith in my capabilities here, and I think I can make this looking good. I hope. I mean, I've already built 2 hot air balloons, so hoping that whole building, floating things kind of correlates over. Anyway, I have already gotten a bunch of dark oak to go ahead and start building. We're going to be making the outside frame of this thing out of dark oak. And most of this like boat area here is going to be out of dark oak as well. I do intend to add some copper in the propeller, maybe on the nose, and a little bit on the fins and stuff as well. But it's going to be a primarily dark oak build. And I think it should end up looking pretty nice. Why don't we go ahead and fill out the dark oak frame to our airship and just go ahead and see where that puts us, shall we? So I'm sure many of you know, if you've watched my episodes here before, I have always had a whole bunch of mob heads and stuff. I used to have 4 barrels full of wandering trader heads. This chest was full of heads. I had mini blocks and stuff. And all of these were due to wonderful add-ons made by Mr. Foxy No Tail, a incredible Minecraft YouTuber who goes out of his way to make these packs. But unfortunately, today, so I finished the I worked on our blimp last night. All right, I'll show you that in a minute. You saw the time lapse. But I logged on this morning and there was an update. So now we're in 1.21.20. They removed the holiday creator features, which was like an experimental toggle in your world settings. So if we scroll on down here, these are your experimental things. So they added some creator cameras, but they've removed holiday creator features, which is more or less what made all of this stuff work. Now, the armor stands still appear to work, so that's good to see. But yeah, now all of these people have no head. And I don't really know what to do about that. I also no longer have like the mini blocks to work with either, so... Oh, you can never have anything nice on Bedrock Edition. I swear. Why? You can... It broke that as well. Oh, okay. Yeah. So for anybody wondering, these were like special modded glass panes. So you could just click on it and it would open and close. You saw them in the intro of the video when we were up here. Yeah, now they're update blocks. Okay, well, unfortunately, there's no way for me to go ahead and fix this because unlike Java where I can just go back to the other version, Bedrock, that's not a thing. Also, all these packs that I'm using, they haven't been updated in like over a year. They're kind of like old packs. I think they're pretty much discontinued. Like Foxy hasn't actually updated any of his in a long time, so I was just kind of using them while they still worked, but yeah, they no longer work. So yeah. You know, it might be about time that I move to Java. This is just starting to really aggravate me. Anyway, let me go ahead and sweep. All right, anyway, we can go ahead and take a look at our beautiful airship so far. You see, thankfully, I'm not using any modded blocks in this, so hopefully nothing will end up breaking up here. But it's got the rough shape, all right? We've upgraded from a dirt outline to a mostly completed wooden boat. Now, the underside, kind of difficult to show you a real good view of it from the ground because of all the scaffolding. But I'm not going to remove the scaffolding yet because I'm still using it. But yeah, I kind of just went around and rounded this off. I've been going ahead and rounding this off, so the whole bottom is now a nice wooden boat. Heading on up onto the surface of our airship here. This is going to be the inside, so the villagers are going to be standing on all of these copper blocks, workstations in front, and then these are like double trapdoor windows. So from the inside, we have red with this nice like blue cross, and from the outside, we just see this blue. And from the ground, you're not really going to see the red in there, so you're just going to see that blue coloration, and it should look quite nice. I did go ahead and add in the nether portal already, so that's linked up to the nether side. And I did go ahead and start kind of mapping out where the wool is going to go, because we're going to need walls to come up and connect the actual air-filled blimp to the ship. So I started working that out, but yeah, things are going relatively well. I would like to get some mangrove and fill in a bit more of this. I want to have red accents on the inside. I need more trapdoors, and I also want to put stripped mangrove logs in these locations. Maybe some planks too to get some variation in texture, but have that red color because it works quite nice with the dark oak. And then after I get some of that mangrove in, we're going to have to go ahead and add in the villagers, of course. So I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do a little bit more work real quick here. I'm going to get the mangrove and I'm going to put it in. You guys don't want to see that. It's like a 2,000 block flight in that direction, so it's not very fun to go get. But I'm going to go ahead, get some of that, and I'll meet you guys up when it's time to start moving villagers. Man, I don't know what I'm going to do about these. Alright, now I know, as of right now, this is going to make very little sense, alright? Why am I carrying around a chicken with me named Cool Lighting? But when we get onto the airship, you will see, because I've done a thing. Where'd he go? Oh, hi there. Please get down. So as you can tell, on the inside here, I have... Oh, no, don't go down there. Really? Alright. Okay. Get out of the hole. Out of the... Where did he go? Okay. Up. No. Alright, yeah, it's been one of those days. It's not been going too well for me today, but I have a really cool idea. So I need you to go on the other side of this portal. So I've gone ahead and set up this really cool lighting system. And I've got a baby chicken, as you can see. And I need that baby chicken to get down in this hole. Which apparently just is not going to happen. No, dude, come on. Okay, where's the slab? Back up. You can't fit through. Well, it looks like we're going to be waiting for this chicken to grow up then. Just waiting. Patiently waiting. You know what? I've decided to come up with a better idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and make those full blocks. So now we are all good. I can go ahead, get out of this hole, put that back, and then rather than just trying to unlead him, I'm just going to run until it breaks. Alrighty, there we go. Now we have a chicken locked down there. And I kind of want to double check. I hear him. Yeah, there he is. So he's just going to run around in that little 3x3 area. And then I am going to set up a little system right here with these 4 observers. So now anytime that chicken runs over that pressure plate down there, it's going to go ahead and activate all of our lights, like all the way down. And don't worry, I'm going to put trapdoors over these observers. You're not going to actually see them. But yeah, so every time the chicken clicks there, you're going to get a cool lighting effect. And I wanted to keep it very limited. Like I didn't want it to be a constant flashing effect. I just wanted it to be an occasional, every once in a while it would flash. And actually, I think I might even stick some dirt blocks in there, try to make the chicken's walking area a bit smaller so that it goes off more often. Because right now it's not going to go off very often. He's walking around at 3x3. So I think I'll do that. But yeah. Okay, maybe I don't have to. He just hit it again. And again. So yeah, you get a real nice show. And every time he hits it, actually, I think it activates twice. Because the way this works is these pistons get activated. And they just pull back the framing on this wall to activate it all. So it looks real cool. We got these villager cells all hooked up. So now it is officially time that we can go ahead and start putting the villagers inside of this thing before I go ahead and actually finish it off. So yay, we get to do the fun part now. Also, I just want to go ahead and show you guys because I did do a little bit of work. I'm gonna have to get my flint and steel again. But I went ahead and filled in 1/4 of the wool for our balloon just to see what it would look like and determine if I wanted to make any changes before bringing in villagers. And looking at it from a distance here, it's actually pretty nice. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but it's pretty nice. It does look a little blocky when you look at it like up close, you look at it too long, but a good example would be when we look at it from that first bamboo hot air balloon, it actually looks pretty nice. Now, of course, again, like I said, you zoom in on it, it does look a little blocky, but just looking at it here from a distance, it looks really nice. I am contemplating adding some more slabs and trapdoors to the top here, because I feel like on the very tippy top, it looks too flat. See, I made sure that all around you have some wood poking out above the wool, but on the top, that isn't really the case. So I think I could add a few trapdoors and slabs just to raise it up a little bit in certain locations, just to make it look a little more defined with a little bit more depth than it has right now. And then, of course, I still have to figure out how I'm going to be filling in our fins and build the 2 propeller engines out the back. But so far, I'm very pleased with how this is all looking, how it's working, and yeah. So we're going to go ahead and start bringing in these villagers. And then we're probably going to want to get the iron farm functioning before we add the final details, because I've built multiple iron farms in this world already, and they've all broken. And by multiple, I'm counting that, all right? That took multiple attempts. I built like 3 different iron farms. They all broke. So then I built another version, and then finally the last one broke, and that was the final straw. I also helped with that iron farm over there, but I figure since my villagers are here and I, need to make them function right and they aren't working on the island anymore, so might as well do it up here. Alrighty, so it's villager time. Let's go. Alrighty then, after a quick test run of our minecart track, I can confirm that they will need a good push at the beginning, but after that, it is pretty clean sailing. Also, I hate to admit that I made extra minecarts to move them, completely forgetting that I already put them in minecarts. So there's that. Now, where did I put it? There it is. That's going to be needed. And now, I guess it's time to go ahead and get this show on the road. Alright, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and put my real good ones in the front. So in the back, why don't we go ahead and start with our farmers, just kind of get them out of the way, and our cleric, just kind of get the 4 villagers that I'm not really going to use that much out of the way. We're going to keep our good librarians at the front. Alright, so he gets going, and then I'll ride up behind him. Okay, well, I wasn't supposed to fall in the hole, but I did. So ignoring that, darn it. Ignoring that, it's a pretty quick and effortless ride. And now that we're here, we're going to need to go ahead and, of course, get out his workstation and bed. So we can just make sure that it's all linked. And you're going to want the bed first, aren't you? So the bed, we're going to slip in right there. Key linked. Put down our workstation now. Linked again. Break that minecart. There we go. And then finally, to prevent any unlinking, put his toesies in the water. And he should be perfectly fine now. And then I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to put trapdoors like in front of them for safety reasons. I don't really want to have to do that. However, while I was building the track, I did run into an issue with zombies falling out of the ceiling and starting to attack me. Mainly just because it's not done yet and I didn't spawn-proof the top of the balloon that I built. But I did add some torches all around up there, so hopefully it won't happen again. Because in the end, the final bit of this build, I don't really want to do that. Have them covered up. And then I also haven't decided where I'm going to put the signs for knowing what their trade is. Probably going to put it on the light, I think. But yeah, pretty much we're just going to be doing that 19 more times. Pretty quick, pretty effortless. Hopefully it stays that way and I didn't just jinx myself. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the rest of these villagers in. Alright, so this villager is a very important villager, and no, it's not because he is the last one. It is, however, because he is the 10th one. Now, for those who don't know, iron farms work with either 10 or 20 villagers. Now, most of you are probably saying, then why would you ever bother making iron farms that use 20? Well, 20 villagers can get you 2 iron golems at a time, so you can have 2 active iron golems alive. 10 villagers can only get you 1 iron golem alive at the time. Before anybody asks, why don't you have like 40 or 60 villagers then? A, that would cause lag. And B, the effect only stacks up until 20 villagers. So once you get to 20, you're not going to be getting a whole lot more. Now, the reason 10 is so important here is because this is going to be where we should hopefully see our first iron golem spawning. Now, again, the farm isn't set up, so I have no specific spot for it to spawn. But as soon as all of these guys have worked, hopefully the next day I'll see an iron golem. So far, they have been working. All of these villagers were sold out, mind you. So this one restocked, and this was up at 37. It's now going down. This guy also restocked. This guy does not appear to have restocked yet, but hopefully... Oh, well, this is the one I just brought in. Yeah, all right. Hopefully he will soon. This guy has, by the looks of it, because I'm pretty sure I bought out all the lanterns in glass. And then over here, our farmers and everything are slowly working their way back down to like 1 wheat trades and restocking their inventories. One that I know for sure was you. Well, that's back to its normal price, but yeah, they're going to take a little bit of time because I worked them way up. But they are spawning cats and stuff, so the village is like there, it is registered. So hopefully it won't be long until we see our first iron golem. Alrighty, so it is a brand new day. This guy does not appear to have lowered his trades at all. And he still hasn't. And he still hasn't. Okay, so I don't know then. They normally work like right in the morning, right? Right? I think. This guy I just brought in before I got in bed, he Well, he is restocked. I don't remember if his trade was locked or not. These are probably things I should have checked before bringing them up there. But they should end up spawning an iron golem at some point today. I guess we're just going to have to go ahead and wait and see. Oh, hi. Okay. So I was about to hit record and report that all of the villagers are in. And then I was going to comment how this one's price has not gone down at all. Neither is this one. Because those are the only two that I actually knew what their price was before I brought them up. The rest of them, I don't know what they were. But none of their paper trades have gone down either. So I don't know if they're just going to need a while or if I'm supposed to have to zombie cure them again. But, yeah, then I turned around and this guy just fell in my face. And I think I just saw a second one. All right, so there's two. This is amazing. All right, well, I'm going to have to go ahead and spawn proof everything now. So I'm going to have to put in the floor. I'm going to have to make sure that there's like carpet or something on it so that they can't spawn. I wouldn't be against doing lower half slabs, but that'd kind of look weird on these blocks, I think. So I think I'm going to put down a flat floor. I'm going to put some carpet on it. I'm going to have to put carpet on top of all the wool that I put up there. And then, of course, I'm going to have to put in the other pieces, but that doesn't matter right now. What I should do is these bottom chunks right now so that the golems have somewhere to spawn and then spawn proof everything else. And then we'll have to see if we can't get a kill chamber of some sort to work. But yeah, this is really big news, guys. It's all working. Oh, thank goodness. I got really worried when I hadn't seen a golem appear yet. I was really worried that it wasn't going to work. But yeah, okay. Did one fall off? I think one fell. All right, let's go ahead and carpet the top there and then fill in the two bottoms and see what we can do. Hello everybody. It's actually been a pretty substantial period of time since the last clip. It's been like maybe 3 weeks, maybe even a full month actually. It's been a pretty long time. I kind of got addicted to War Thunder, so that's been like the last month of my life. But we're back and I'm actually ready to finish this project now. As you can see, a lot of progress has been made since that last clip. First of all, the carpet is now actually covering the entire surface of the wool portion of the balloon, so nothing will be spawning up here, which is very nice, so I won't have to worry about iron golem spawning up here, which was the original, thought process for putting this up here. However, upon some further testing and research, I have discovered the iron golems will not spawn inside of the balloon where I wanted them to spawn, because it's like too far up, meaning that they won't be spawning on top of the balloon anyway, so this is just a whole bunch of extra wasted time. However, at least creepers can't spawn up here now. There's that. Moving inside here, I'm gonna have to tear all of this out because guess what? It doesn't work. I even set up a little crafter system in here. There's an automatic iron crafter. Yeah, newsflash, none of that works, like even remotely. Turns out the iron golems are kind of picky on where they want to spawn, and I guess this is what I get for not testing anything before I built it, but the iron golems don't want to spawn this high up, they want to spawn a bit lower down. I have discovered that the iron golems have absolutely no problem spawning right here on the main hallway, which is a problem for me because I don't want them there. I've also discovered that hold up, give me a sec. I gotta go remove these campfires. It's so incredibly loud and annoying. I think the audio is actually reduced for you guys, but for me, I'm miserable. So the iron golems have no problem spawning on this main floor here, which it's a problem for me because I don't want them here. That's annoying. It's not gonna work. I have discovered though, as you can tell from the slabbage up here, they can spawn on the observers and copper bulbs directly above our villagers. Now this isn't exactly optimal because it's not at all what I had in mind, and that means the spawning space is, well, kind of pretty small. It's pretty small. Of course, I can make these solid blocks, but still not as big as I was planning. However, I've come up with a brilliant idea. Yes, it didn't need the twirl to show off its brilliance, okay? Truly incredible idea. I don't need this here, all right? So I've gone ahead and completely finished this side of the balloon just to kind of get a feel for it. And as you'll notice, after a certain point, you don't see the frame or the balloon anymore on the bottom side, meaning I can go ahead and remove all of that on the inside that you can't see. So I can get a little bit more headroom and hopefully a little bit more area for our golems to spawn, which does mean I can get the golems to actually spawn correctly. Maybe a little less frequently than I would have liked or initially planned for, but enough to make this a suitable, good iron farm. Plus, I intend to put like a real ceiling up here. You're not going to see this bottom of the balloon, so I can rip all of that out and things can go perfectly well. Now, I've also, unfortunately, discovered that these villagers are not going to be having their trades like restored. All of their trades are like locked at this 18 paper thing, and I'm sure I could fix it if I went through and zombie cured every single one of them again, which if you don't remember from previous episodes, I attempted to do that once before, and I had issues with multiple villagers getting their trades like reset and completely wiped, so I would like not to be doing that again. However, there is an alternative route. Since we are going to be clearing out this area above, and again, I don't have an axe, so this is going to be great fun, but we are going to be clearing this out. And in case you didn't know, when you cure a zombie villager in Minecraft, it, of course, lowers that villager's trades when they get cured permanently. However, there is also a temporary effect on your fellow surrounding villagers. I'm not 100% sure, I'll have to double check, but I believe it's in a 16 by 16 by 16? It may be 16 by 16 by 12, I don't know, one of the two. Again, I'll have to check, but one of those areas, all the surrounding villagers in that area will temporarily have their trades reduced for like 4 to 6 hours, I believe it was. Now, I don't see, look it, there's an iron golem there. I think it's just the one. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be one outside here on my dirt scaffolding. Sorry, this whole place is a mess. Oh no, there can't be. I tried to... Yeah, hold up. What was I saying? Oh, right, the zombie villager. So, for about 4 to 6 hours, I can get all of these villagers to have their trades reduced. Meaning that, I mean, whenever I need to do my trades, I'll do that. I can reduce their trades by only curing one villager. So I'll have to have one villager and one zombie stored probably up there. The effect will affect all of these guys. I'll get my reduced trades. Also, let's not forget, I plan to make a raid farm at some point. That's actually my next project, for those of you who didn't know. Yeah, top secret, very... Next project, anyway. I do intend to at least start the raid farm, make the bottom portion of it. Because now, in case you didn't know, with like... I was going to say the latest update, but this has been like 2 months ago as of now. But yeah, you can now make raid farms and like split density things. You know what? I don't know what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Focusing on this right now. Ooh, another iron golem. Okay, I'm getting way too sidetracked. I got squirrel brain. Oh my goodness, it's been a long day. Anyway, point is, I can fix this trade issue. There's multiple things that I can do without needing to do the long and painful process of curing every single one individually. And we can go ahead and actually get iron golems to spawn, even though it's not the way I intended for it to work. Geez, I just summed up like the last 10 minutes in 30 seconds. Okay. Also, I don't know that I really showed it off too much, and since I'm out of rockets, this ain't gonna be easy, but... Hold up, I gotta go this way. Check it out. I got, you know, the balloon looking pretty good. I do wish that I put in the top on the... Oh, no. I was just 2 blocks off. Okay. But I do wish I kind of filled in the top of the balloon on the other side so you could see the completed view. I gotta do this side on the bottom now, but it's almost done. It's looking pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna end this clip here, though, before I really confuse the rest of you and make you all click off. All right, everybody. So a little bit of time's gone by. I have done a few things. Pretty much, the balloon is now completed. Almost. Almost. It's got very few things. It's like 90% of the way there, okay? So I've gone ahead and I've started to do some carpets on like the fins over here, because I think from below it looks better. It's more like indented. It doesn't look like it's just a giant flat piece of fabric, which I think looks good from the top. It looks a little weird, but we're not really going to be seeing it from up here. Only downside is I don't have enough string to do this right now, so I'm going to have to get that. And then the middle fin, I'm probably just going to have to fill in, unless I can come up with some other cool idea to do it. So I'm kind of waiting to do that until like the very end. As you can see, I've gone ahead and filled in the right top portion of the balloon with wool. I've also gone ahead and put in some little lights on each side of the blimp. And I went ahead and put a back onto the boat type thing. So now all that is really left to do on the exterior is finish filling in the fins. I need to build the propellers, and then I need to put the glass front on, because right now this is just how I've been flying in and out. So it's just a giant hole in the front of the ship, which is a big no-no. All right, moving inside, a lot of things have happened. So first of all, down here, I've added a carpet. Very cool carpet. You know, stop the iron golems from spawning down here. Moving up though, it's a mess. Absolute mess. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you how it works. So over here is just basic storage, and you can access this from down inside there. And over here is going to be where we store the iron. So if we go ahead and look at all this mess, the iron golems spawn in these two tiny sections over here. Now, I tried to make it bigger sections and just have them spawn like at this level, but this level is one block out of their spawning range, so I had to do it here. So it's maybe not going to be the most efficient thing, but it will spawn golems. So there's that. And then I went ahead and built up one half of the contraption to chuck the iron up. And I haven't actually wired it in completely yet. I haven't put in a comparator yet. I want to go ahead and with you guys build the other one over here. So the way this works is I have a dropper system. So all the items flow into the dropper. I need another hopper. All right, with this hopper, we can now put that going into our dropper so that can fill with items. Now out of the dropper, this is where our comparator would go, but I'm not going to put that in yet. I'm going to put them both in at like the same time. So then off this block is where our sticky piston goes, I believe. Yep. Sticky piston would go here, and then we've got an observer facing this way. So when it's activated, the observer is going to get moved up to this level, which is where it will then see the face of another observer and start an observer clock. And then here is a solid block so that the observer can put its signal into the block and then activate this wax copper bulb. Doesn't have to be waxed. Don't know why I bothered to mention that specifically, but I did. And then I fell in a hole, so let's go ahead and get me out of here real quick. Now below this copper bulb, we're going to put another observer. So now that that is in, whenever this clock gets started, it's going to turn this bulb on and off, activating the bottom observer and then activating our dropper. Now the reason I don't just have it like go straight into it is because the way this whole thing is set up, it's very, very difficult for me to actually get that in there correctly. But there we go. And then I can go ahead, put in the water. Now I need to go ahead and fill this glass tube with water just like I did on the other side. All right, so there we go. The whole tube is now set up. Now, I did not go ahead and explain this thing yet. So this is a item filter, and it is programmed to only filter out the iron ingots. So the way this part is going to work is pretty simple. The iron and poppies and all the stuff from here is going to flow over. The iron is going to get filtered down into our crafter, which we're then going to put in the redstone for to automatically make iron blocks. and the iron blocks will be shipped into storage. Meanwhile, the poppies and any other stuff that falls into the water somehow are going to go into lava. So I am going to have to get a lava source there. But it's going to be a pretty simple system, and we should get plenty of iron. Also, there you see there are iron golems. I don't believe there were any actually spawning in when I was showing you earlier, but there they are. Okay, so let's go ahead, put in 2 observers, or 2 comparators real quick, just to get the system to work. So the way it works is it just fits the items into the water, and then it slowly flows up. Didn't really want to add bubble columns. That would be too much extra planning for my brain to fit into this tiny space. And then over here we can see the iron is getting picked up and the poppies are falling over the edge. All that iron ends up flowing down here, and apparently I need to actually place this hopper going straight down. Now is it going to flow in? No. Oh, that's because it's locked. What if I went ahead and moved everything forward by 1 block? That would probably fix the issue. Just because now it's slightly forward, just enough so that the crafter is out of the way. And then if all this iron were to go in normally, yeah, now it's draining out. It just doesn't flow into the crafter right away for some odd reason, I guess, but there's nothing I can really do about that. But just confirming, that's all flowing in. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna have to figure out how to do this with the back of the crafter unavailable, which definitely gonna be harder. Alright, well, step 1 is still pretty simple. We need a comparator on subtract with another comparator going into it, and then a fully loaded composter right here. Apparently, I need to get some more compost. Okay, I went and got some kelp. Alright, that's now fully loaded, so that is the perfect level to properly deal with this. So, if I go up by 1, there's that, and then here, that's gonna be dead. Yeah. So what needs to happen after that is it just needs to go to the front of our composter. And so that we don't actually end up locking any of the hoppers, we're gonna go ahead and put that in like this. Right off of here, I can slip in a repeater and then redstone dust, taking it all the way to the front where it will get activated. And I do believe that the only way this will actually work is if the items are slowly trickling in. Yeah, so it's gonna fire whenever it completely fills up, but as you'll see, it's not actually backing up at all. All the items are flowing straight to the chest. So that is not going to be the actual problem, having the redstone dust on top of our hoppers there. So technically we're pretty much done here. All right, interior is, I mean, that's it. There's nothing more that I really needed to do. Up here is now fully working. Everything is good to go. We are finally making some iron. And, well, I'm pretty happy with this. Now, we have to go ahead and fix the actual villagers. So we can go ahead and seal this off. Just kind of forget about that, be done with it, get that out of mind. We go ahead and check down here. We are getting our iron. And then over here is our storage. But, yeah, we do have to fix our villagers now because their trades are still not going down. So like I talked about earlier, the way I plan to do this is with a zombie villager and then like the area effect. So I need to get a zombie and a zombie villager, or just a villager up there where I can then set it up to use the area effect. But yeah, things are coming down to the end. All we have left to do are put on the propellers, put on this front canopy, and then we gotta get our zombie villager guy up there to cure, and that's it. We're done. 3 things left to do. All right. Not one of these should hopefully take me that long. I should be able to finish this build in about an hour. Well, there it is, everybody. The airship is officially finished. After how many episodes has it been? 3 or 4? I've been hinting at making this project for at least 3 episodes now, maybe 4. This has been a long time coming, and I am so glad to see that it is finally completed. Now, since I showed you guys the little clip of the propeller, I did go ahead and completely change it after the clip because I thought it looked ugly. So now it's got a little bit of a curve to it and it looks really cool, I think. I don't even know how to describe it really, but it's like a curvy, wavy look to it now, and it looks really cool. I'm actually incredibly pleased with this propeller. I went through so many different iterations of it. I think it looks so good. Also, I went ahead and added the diorite to fill out these fins. I did the other side and the top with diorite walls. I know I was going to do carpets and wool blocks, but it really didn't look good in comparison. From above, it still doesn't necessarily look great, but the big thing is from below. It looks so much better than the carpet did. The carpet looked really weird, plus you could kind of see the string. With the diorite, it looks really good. And if you're looking at it from a bit of a distance here, that top fin looks really good. The diorite kind of makes it look like it's got a bit of a shadow effect to it, which, considering that it's a bit inlaid, a little bit of depth to it, I think the shadow effect really works well and it looks quite nice. But yeah, the project is pretty much completed now. There is no way to fly in or out of this one. Like with the hot air balloons, you just go fly onto the basket, you can jump off the basket. Not a thing with this one. In order to actually access this build, you do have to go through the nether. Ow. You do have to go through the nether. There is no other way to get in there, but that's not really that big of a deal. Now, once in the airship here, all of our villagers are here in their cells. Behind the portal, I've got a crafting table and a furnace for whatever I may need that for, and then scaffolding access to the top, like inside the balloon area. But before I show you inside the balloon, let's take a look at this front area. So here we've got a ender chest and a chest, which is where we're going to store our weakness potions and golden apples for the curing process to hopefully bring down their trades. I haven't yet tested it. We are going to test it right now before we finish off the video though. And then we've got the like flight control panel, and I've got like this white glass pane screen. It's supposed to be like a holographic type screen. The way this is supposed to work, you can sit in your boat, and the boat's supposed to be like a chair, so you take the desk chair out from under the desk, and you can sit here and you can fly it. This is supposed to be like your throttle, and then this is supposed to be like how far you want to go in like what direction. So in the middle, we're going straight. We can go left. We can go right. You can kind of pick. Doesn't actually do anything though. It's all imaginary. But yeah, I think it's really cool. Add some fun little detail. Now, I only had one piece of nether wart to my name, so I had to AFK a little bit to actually get some nether wart to start brewing potions again. But I've got a bit of a nether wart farm going up here. There's all the redstone and stuff that we've done. And then, actually, I wanted to show you guys. The iron farm has already produced over a stack of iron blocks. Very impressive. But what we're really here to look at is our 2 zombies. Now, ignore the name, Weepa. But the way this works is you'd use a shield. You'd push the minecart to the other zombie, and you'd let him eat the villager and then send them back. And they're sitting on powered rails, so they can't just accidentally move. That's loud. We can go ahead and start curing the zombie villager, and I'll bring you guys back once he is all the way cured, and hopefully those villagers' prices will actually go down. Because if not, I'm kind of screwed on that front. Gonna have to deal with the expensive trades. Alright, the villager has just finished curing. Hopefully there has been an effect down here. So all of these librarians were at 18. Oh no. They still are at 18. Oh, that's really not good. You're still at 26. Alright, that might be a problem. Tell you what, I'm gonna go get that villager up there a bed and a workstation, and then I'm gonna go ahead and zombify and then cure him again, and hopefully there'll be a change after that. If not, we are solely gonna have to rely on the effects from beating raids, which I really don't want to have to do. Mainly because the effects from beating raids are nowhere near as good as the effects I can get from doing it this way. Alright, this zombie villager has now been cured a second time and given a bed and workstation beforehand. However, all of the villagers down here have taken no effect. Alright, well that was a wasted 30 minutes actually trying to get that zombie and that villager up there then, but unfortunately that means this does not work and has taken zero effect. Now I would like to know if the hero of the village effect actually does do anything to these guys. It should, but considering my luck and Bedrock Edition, it's probably going to break and not work right, but I'm not feeling like fighting a raid right now, so I'll check that out later. In the meantime, this is it for today's episode. In between episodes, I am going to go ahead and max out my gear now that I actually have access to all the villagers again, even at these expensive costs. I should have enough emeralds that it shouldn't be a problem. Also, look at all that iron. Should have plenty of that by the next episode. But yeah, this is now a completed project. And with this project now being completed, that means that our building down here now has a completely wide open and available upper level for us to do something with. And while I do have a few ideas on how to use this space and maybe modify the space below, we are going to go ahead and save that for the next episode, where I also intend to go ahead and make a raid farm. So thank you all so much for joining me for this journey today. It's been quite a long one, and it's been a long time coming, but in the end, I'm very pleased with our final product, and I mean, hey, we built an airship. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. This has been Mr. Gaming Aquatic. If you haven't already, please consider smashing that subscribe button. My goal this year was to hit 500 subscribers before Christmas, and well, we already smashed that goal. We're at like 515 currently, I believe, so we are doing extraordinarily well. I would now love to see if we can't hit 600, maybe 650 by the end of the year. And of course, any help would be greatly appreciated. So please smash that subscribe button, send the video to a friend who you think might enjoy, and tell them to do the same. Anyways, I will see you all in the next one. It should be a mighty good time. Goodbye!